What cat through yonder window breaks? It is the gusts.
You said that before even I got the thing out of the way, so
I know.
Anyway, hey everybody, welcome back to, hi Gus.
Gus is her cat.
Yeah.
In case you're just tuning in for the first time, Gus is her cat. He sometimes comes in. The last time he came and he grabbed my knee and it was very uncomfortable. I forget what we were playing at that time, so I don't know if you've seen it or not.
Whenever we were playing Tagiri's Route, Gus would not stop bunting the microphone. Oh my god.
It was the first time we tried this setup, so he was like, what is all this?
Yeah.
It was his first introduction to our recording.
Anyway, so we're gonna go see what the deal is with the
With
possibly
Leonard.
crazy librarian or something?
Yeah. She's hot.
What?
I don't know. But I'm the narrator now. You've had such good...
shit, I don't have a voice for her.
You...
Anyway. Sorry.
You've had such good luck making friends lately that you feel almost popular. But at the same time, you feel a strange sense of loneliness that new friendship doesn't seem to penetrate. Maybe being the only one of your species light years away from home is starting to catch up with you. Or maybe you're starting to understand why popular kids in movies sometimes seem so sad. Alliteration.
Huh? Really?
Sometimes seem so sad?
Oh, dang.
A number of trolls now like you, but do any of them truly know you? What you wouldn't give to hang out with someone you have a real history with. Someone with whomst you don't have to do the introductory dance of, yes, I'm clearly an alien. No, I don't know what's going on. Someone with whomst you could reminisce about old times. Someone you hung out with more than once. Like, are they insisting on this just to, be like, well, nope. Not this time, Buster. Right now you're on the outskirts of town, and the rocky outcrops surrounding you are familiar. You're pretty sure that the entrance to the Brooding Caverns is around here somewhere.
Okay, so if it wasn't for the fact that we were quite clearly going to go for a Jade Blood thing, I would have been like, Tagara? Are you talking about Tagara? Because he's kind of, out of all the trolls, he's the one that's most, in all the routes, main character talks about him the most. And it's implied that we go to his house, have at least gone to his house before, off screen and stuff.
Okay, so this new librarian chick.
Uh-huh.
Is this gonna be the grub mommy lady's girlfriend or something?
Silly Shelby, the grub mommy lady's girlfriend was Outward, but then they broke up.
Right, they're exes. Is this her new one?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Oh, right.
Besides, can't trolls have 4? Three or
okay,
four,
so they have 4 main relationship things.
Yeah.
2 of them are romantic, they have baby with things. One of them is kind of like a confidant. They're the person who keeps you sane. The other one is kind of like cock block, but specifically for the Cosmesis dude, so that the Cosmesis people don't kill each other because of how much they hate each other. Rival hate. But if they have an unhealthy hate, they go find an Ossus Spice because they're like, hey, come club us in the head by being our club and fucking get us to not be insane. Ow. I made the mistake of, okay, so Gus is, he has his little paw out, and he's just being playful and reaching his paw out, and I was like, oh, you reached your paw, and I was like,
he's right behind my head.
Yeah.
He was trying to grab my face.
So I handed Gus my hand, and was like, oh, thank you, and he was like, oh, yes, play, Roughhouse. I was like, oh, shit, right, cat.
I can't relax back into my position now, thank you.
Sorry.
Oh, yes, please, keep swiping at him. That makes it better.
Yeah, I just thought maybe, I don't know, man.
Ow!
You okay?
No, I swiped at him. He got me. Friggin' Parlor Panther.
That's new text, by the way.
Okay. Your heart beats a little faster. Bronya lives close to here, and talk about history. You two know each other deeply from hanging out once and then seeing her again in her ex-mate Sprit's house. Plus, you have a phone now. You have the power to text first. You get out the phone Connell gave you. Look at you go, reading an alien language and operating alien technology just fine. Does it make sense that you've learned how to read a new alphabet in weeks without anyone teaching you?
I mean, since it's basically just you swap out the letters for English, yeah.
I mean, question.
Yeah?
How did you crash on this planet to begin with? Like, what was the... Were the circumstances of that ever established?
I believe at some point it was mentioned that you just fucking stole a spaceship or something. And I'm assuming you didn't know what the fuck you were doing. Just kind of...
Well, see, that's... See, whenever we started the episode with Dragon Ball Z Kaiba, like, the opening narration...
I'm sorry, I know it's not that funny, but then I started laughing at it, and then I started laughing at the fact that I was laughing at it. Okay, anyway.
Just like, okay, I know the opening narration was about something about you illegally hitching a ride on the train, and I misinterpreted that somehow as being you had actually stolen your ship.
No, I thought this was like something before that.
Okay.
I don't remember.
Well, alrighty then. Either
Let
way.
us know in the comments below if we have any fucking clue what we're talking about.
Spoilers? Yes. And no. Depends on the circumstance, really.
Well. Anyway,
I read that.
Right.
Not really, but maybe your struggles with Spanish class in high school were just a fluke and you've been a secret linguistic genius this whole time. I mean, Spanish isn't so hard. ¿Dónde está mi compadre? I don't know why I said it like that.
Bueno?
I said what's up.
What's up is good.
Bronya texts back immediately, giving you directions for how to meet her in the caves. You head down, but before the Jade Blood Hive is in its sight, a troll emerges from the shadows. At first, you think it's Bronya, but you freeze mid-wave when this new troll steps into the light. Bronya doesn't wear glasses, and she has never glared at you like that.
Uh-oh. Oh, right. It's you! I remember you! We've never met. You were down here a few weeks ago! What's the dash thing? What's that supposed to mean?
It's a mood gauge? But I mean, it looks like she's all the way happy right now, so I don't know.
I don't know, but I like this music. Bothering Bronya and distracting her when we almost had a Lucius stampede. Oh, right. Ouch.
Ow.
Oh, right, sorry.
Ouch. Is that really how Bronya has described your adventures together? Maybe it's silly for something that small to hurt your feelings when another recent friend nearly got you killed in a clown church. But you like to think that you and Bronya formed a real connection. She never made you feel like you were bothering her.
A real connection? Is that why you think you can just come down here and text her?
Holy shit! Is Lynera reading Bronya's messages? Does Bronya know she's been doing that?
That's none of your business! Oh, the knives got higher. Uh-oh. Bronya and I are best friends! I'm just looking out for her. You sure you are? Yeah, you just keep telling yourself that. She has a lot of Jade Blood responsibilities! And doesn't need anyone shifty coming in to disrupt her.
You have to wonder if Bronya would agree with this statement made on her behalf, and you sure would like to see her in person and confirm for yourself.
Oh, you'd like that, wouldn't you? Yes, I literally just said I'd like that. Why don't you tell me? What is the nature of your relationship? Oh, the knives are getting higher. We haven't even done anything yet. Why should I allow you to hang out with her? As your text message so boldly suggested.
Bluffing has saved your ass in some bleak situations before, but you could also go on the offensive here. You're concerned about Bronya's privacy now, and as our friend, maybe you shouldn't just look the other way. Make wild claims about your friendship with Bronya to save yourself. Or, what right does Lynera have to creep on Bronya's phone? I feel like that bottom one's correct. Because I feel like she's like whether she's actually into her or not, she's clearly overly invested, so...
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
You puff up with all the self-righteousness you can muster. The nature of your relationship with Bronya is between you and Bronya, and you're not doing anything suspicious by wanting to see your friend. In fact, it seems a lot more suspicious that Linera is trying to intercept anyone who messages Bronya. What possible reason could she have to justify that?
Well, I never. As I said before, I am Bronya's best friend. I take our relationship, my responsibilities as a friend, very seriously.
You press the issue, narrowing your eyes and crossing your arms over your chest. Her responsibilities as a friend, huh? Sounds kinds of fishy.
Fishy? Are you serious right now? Are you really coming down here to make fish puns? Like some kind of sea dweller? I'm not making fish puns. That is so suspicious. Who knows what Bronya decided to show you when you tricked her into trusting you? You're the one with, like, the fucking purple fuchsia-looking glasses, man. You're the one with the sea dweller. What do you call somebody if they're like, you know, if they're a boyfriend or a girlfriend? Relationship person? I don't fucking know. Anyway, not that we have anything to hide, but who knows? What? If you're at all associated with sea dwellers, then we have a pretty big problems on our hands, don't we?
You've heard of sea dwellers by now, but none of your friends have talked about them much. Mostly you've gathered that they would dwell in the sea. You don't know why it would be extra bad for you to be one of them, but it's clear you need to backpedal. Before you can try to disown your choice of fish-related phrasing, Linera advances on you.
Uh-oh. Wait, did the knives go up again?
No.
I could swear they went down, and then, I don't know. Obviously, I can't let you talk to Bronya now. You are way too suspicious. I think you and I should have a private conversation instead.
I mean, we're already doing that.
Uh-oh.
At least your life is uneventful when you're unconscious.
Oh.
When you come to, you're sitting
Oh, sorry.
in a chair with your wrists tied. As your eyes adjust to the darkness, you realize that you're in a smaller cave than the big open caverns that led to the Jade Blood Hive.
Oh my god. Do you see all the fucking drawings of Bronya? Like, is this some fucking Yandere shit?
I mean, yes.
I mean, okay, but is it like... Just damn. Okay, so this somewhere right here. It's probably too hard for you to see. I don't know if you can see it from over there, but okay. So you know how Tigra's symbol is, you know, like the upside down money symbol.
Mm-hmm.
There's actually a gold blood symbol that is literally just the money symbol, not even upside down or nothing, and that looks like that's it right there.
Well, how silly.
Anyway.
A light switches on, and you can see that the cave walls are lined with bookshelves. And there's a desk in the corner. There are books and notebooks and bulletin boards with what looks like outlines and study guides pinned to them. And in front of you is Linera, holding a knife.
Uh-oh. Oh, hi. Oh, good. You're awake. This is my study cave. In the Jade Blood Hives, it's harder to concentrate because people break the rules and I get irritated. So I come here to do homework. That's all. Just homework.
When you take a second look at the bulletin boards, you see that a lot of what Linera has pinned up there are pictures of Bronya. There are a few pictures of Linera and Bronya together, but it's mostly just Bronya by herself, and even a couple blurry photos of Bronya and Elward.
What are you looking at? There's nothing to see here.
She brandishes the knife in your face, and okay, yeah, sure, now she and her gigantic life have your full attention, and you are not looking at her creepy Bronya shrine anymore.
Oh, God. I brought you here because your messages to Bronya were highly suspicious. I don't know you, and I don't trust you. You could be trying to see Bronya for nefarious purposes. So I brought you here, to vet you. What does that mean?
She's gonna, like, try and gauge your character and such.
Ah, goodness. Now we can talk about what your real intentions are.
So, you're definitely going to die in this cave, held captive by an unhinged Jade Blood who was convinced of your guilt from the moment you dared to text her best friend. That kinda sucks.
God.
It's like, she's so much unchill.
I honestly wouldn't have taken any of the Jades for being fucking insane. I mean, maybe I shouldn't have just assumed that, but
Yeah,
God, that's
pretty
just...
racist of you.
No, I mean...
You tried so hard, and you got so far. But in the end, it didn't even matter.
Oh, God. Oh, come on! Stop playing the victim! If anyone is the victim here, it's me! I try so hard to be there for Bronya as her best friend, but she doesn't even...
Lanera stops abruptly. You see her lower lip start to tremble before she turns her face away from you. The sharp tip of the knife pointed at your throat droops a bit. Its dejected swing takes it dangerously close to your navel, and you try to subtly lean backwards in your chair. Lanera interprets the noise of distress that escapes your mouth as a noise of sympathy.
It's fine, though. Really, it's fine. Our friendship is great. I wouldn't change anything about it. It's fine as long as she doesn't have any other friends. Uh-oh. Because I'm her best friend. I should be the only one she needs.
Lanera's knife is now completely lowered, pointing to the floor. That gives you some hope. She seems to have forgotten about her Sea Dweller suspicions. Maybe if you can keep her talking about Bronya, the whole stabbing notion can be taken off the table and she might even let you go. You rack your brain for all the knowledge of Alternian relationship dynamics that you've managed to compile during your time on this planet. Best friends. They have a special word for that, right? You tell Lanera that you're sure Bronya doesn't need anyone else. If she and Bronya are moirels, then Lanera must be very special to her.
What? I never said we were moirels. That's not even the quadrant that I want her in. I mean, never mind that. How dare you make assumptions?
Hello, Knife Point again. Oh, shit. I meant to say that you thought her relationship with Bronya was probably fine. You figured they must be in a quadrant together because you're a clueless alien. You're bad.
I get why you'd... Look. I get why you would think that. It's probably so obvious that my feelings are very red.
Lanera hangs her head and her shoulders shake. Tears roll down her cheeks, dripping onto her crisp shirt collar and the knot of her jade green tie.
God, she's so fucking tsundere.
I know I don't have a chance. She doesn't think of me that way. I'm her loyal friend and second in command. That's all I will ever be to her, no matter what. And I try to do a really good job at being her best friend. Because what else can I do? If I'm her best friend, then at least I'm still in her life. At least I mean something to her.
Maybe it's the fact that Lanera's knife hasn't come close to any of your major arteries for a hot minute, or maybe it's the tears. Either way, you feel sympathy approaching on the monopoly that is abject terror and previously maintained in... Either way, you feel sympathy encroaching on the monopoly that abject terror had previously maintained in your brain's economy. You've acted as a verbal sounding board for a sympathetic ear for some of your other troll friends while they were dealt with crises of various kinds. Slipping into the role of therapist for someone who's holding a hostage at knife point is a new one for you, but unfortunately it's not that much of a stretch. It seems like young trolls on Eternia have to deal with these heavy life issues by themselves, feeling so alone that they're willing to turn to an alien stranger to help them work things out. Then again, maybe life is that grim and isolation for human teenagers too, and you've just never noticed before.
It's weird because you said isolating correctly, and then you changed it to isolation, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, I noticed. Maybe everyone's too mired in their own shit to look up and realize that the moo beast fecal matter is waist high for everyone around them too. You clear your throat and speak with as much consoling gentleness as you can muster while your head still throbs from where Lanera knocked you out. It seems like trying to be Bronya's best friend isn't making Lanera very happy.
Of course it isn't making me happy. I can't keep her from having other friends no matter how hard I try. And she's amazing. So of course everyone wants to be her friend. Including you, apparently.
You barely even had a chance to miss that knife before it's waving around again. Yikes. Your friendship with Bronya is nothing like her relationship with Lanera. You don't count as any type of competition. Bronya is one of many friends to you, and while you cherish her and support her endeavors, you appreciate the joy and fulfillment that can come from having many different friends instead of depending on a single person to meet all your emotional needs.
Sounds fake! Why would I ever want any friends besides Bronya? She is my whole world!
Okay, but it seems like it's painful for Lynera to be relying on Bronya to be her whole world when Bronya isn't doing the same in return. Has Lynera ever talked to Bronya about any of this?
No, never. I'm terrified to tell her how I feel. Being her best friend feels awful, but losing her would be so much worse. I can't take that risk.
But if Lynera never talks to Bronya about her feelings, she'll always be unhappy because she wants more. Even if she thinks that it's unlikely that Bronya feels the same way, maybe open communication with her friend could help Lynera process her feelings and move on. You know that Lynera has a big heart, or blood pusher, and many fine qualities, and she doesn't deserve to be stuck in this unhappy, unrequited relationship purgatory forever.
Wow. You really think I have fine qualities?
You try very hard not to think about the glint of the knife. Sure, Lynera has positive qualities. She seems loyal and well-organized and studious and caring. Some troll out there is going to want some kind of closeness from her that Lynera is looking for, and she owes it to herself to take actions that could lead to happiness instead of being stuck in a sad situation forever.
I don't know. Maybe you're right, or maybe you're wrong. But I don't want to move on. Even if I know I should. I just want to be with Bronya forever! Oh.
Lynera crumples to the ground, dropping the knife and sobbing into her hands. It's hard to watch someone in this much distress and not want to help them, but on the other hand, her misery has distracted her, and this might be your only chance to try and escape. I don't know.
I'm gonna go for comfort?
I mean, you are still kind of tied to a chair, so escaping might be hard. You remember what you did for Polypa when she was upset? Sitting in a chair with both hands tied behind you doesn't make for ideal shoosh-papping conditions, but maybe you can approximate the gesture?
Oh boy.
Lynera is huddled crying on the floor, and you think you could maybe get close enough to lean your knee against her back or something. Hopefully that would be interpreted in the same way as the classic palm-to-cheek move. You inch your chair closer to her, but you lose your balance and wobble and then topple forward.
Uh-oh.
Lynera's discarded knife is right there, sharp edge ready to plunge right into your incoming soft body. But then Lynera moves quickly and grabs your chair and saves your life.
Wow. Oh shit! That was a close one! You really could have died!
She stares at the knife with huge round eyes, clearly shaken up by your near-death experience just now. Considering how often you nearly died these days, you feel more blasé about it. But you're glad it's having an impact on her if it makes her rethink the whole kidnap and stab thing.
I'm so sorry! I don't want you to actually die! I saw what you were doing with that chair when you fell. You were trying for the traditional seated front hinge shush pat because I was upset. Okay. It was very kind of you to try and console me. I never really thought you were a sea dweller, you know? Maybe what I'm doing is wrong. Oh, no more knives at all.
Lynera sets her jaw with conviction and gets one slash, and with one slash cuts you free of your bonds. You get to your feet, stumbling a bit because your leg fell asleep. You can't believe you're getting out of the situation without any blood loss. You feel positively elated about this turn of events, but Lynera still looks sad.
You're free to go. You must think the worst of me after all this.
Well, you're not gonna lie, this wasn't the best start to a friendship you ever had, but horrifyingly enough, it also wasn't the worst. You feel for Lynera, and you want to show her how a real friend-making aficionado gets out there and meets people. You think making new friends could help her feel less clingy about Bronya.
Oh, you would really do that for me? I'm not so sure about new friends. But you do seem to know what you're talking about.
You don't know where to go with Lynera to teach her how to make new friends. She is probably a bit too uptight to enjoy the music clubs you've been to, and you don't think that trolls studying in the book hive would take kindly to a lot of loud, friendly conversation. You decide to go to the cafe that Elward introduced you to. Thankfully, they're not having an excessive bodily force poetry night, since you're not sure that would be Linera's scene. There's a number of ceruleans here, and you also spot a few indigos and teals and a cluster of defiant-looking olive bloods with some yellows, all sitting together. The crowd is overall less pierced and undercutted than it was when you were here with Elward, and the vibe is laid back, with all the trolls just sitting around and quietly chatting. You order the drinks, already taking for granted your newly acquired skill in reading troll language. Linera is fidgeting with you to sit down with her. When you sit down with her.
This may come as a shock to you, but I don't get out of the caverns very much. I don't have time. There's so much to learn about jade blood life and troll reproduction. And
Tell me all about it. My sister won't.
Shut up. And Bronya needs my help to maintain order. It's not very often that I have to interact with trolls of other blood colors.
You're not sure what's making her uncomfortable. The trolls around her here that are lower than her on the hemo spectrum, or those that are higher. You've worked out by now that jades are right in the middle, so maybe Linera identifies with neither the haves or the have-nots. From what you remember, neutrality is a big concept with jades. You assure Linera that it's natural to be a little nervous. Most people feel like they're stepping out of their comfort zone when they make a new friend. If there's one thing you've learned as Alternia's resident friend-making expert, it's that terror and embarrassment are par for the course. But it's worth it in the end.
I'm not nervous or embarrassed. It's just, I don't know. Everyone seems disorganized and suspicious and untrustworthy and unknown.
You have to bite your lip to keep from laughing. It's not even funny, it's just that Linera is hissing all her words and leaning in towards you with glaring the rest of the room. And the overall effect is weirdly endearing. It's like someone put a 1950s school uniform on a feral cat. Before you can try again to reassure her, a new troll ambles up to your table. She looks friendly. That's a friendly amble. She's wearing glasses and carrying a book bag, and she has a teal symbol on her chest. So she might be a nerd like Linera. This could be a good new friend match.
Huh. New friend? New friend.
Nothing.
New friend.
Yeah, new friend. I hear you.
Wait.
They said it was a girl.
Right. Right, this whole place is girls only. Forgot. Anyway. Hi, guys. I think I've seen you around before. Do you also study at the Book Hive?
You open your mouth to invite this new friend to sit down, but before you can respond, Linera interjects.
That's not any of your business, is it? Uh-oh. Why do you even want to know? Obviously, anyone who goes to the Book Hive to study goes there for peace and quiet. So, oh no. So why would you think you can bother us just because you recognize us from there? Okay, jeez. My bad, never mind. See you around, never.
And just like that, a golden opportunity for friendship has gone up in a puff of smoke. What was Linera thinking, being so rude? Doesn't she want to learn about how to make new friends?
I changed my mind, okay? There's no way I could be friends with any of the people here. I don't know them, not like I know you. Uh-oh.
You're surprised to hear that Linera feels so positive about you when she was ready to stab you an hour ago. She takes your hand in both her hands, squeezing your fingers tight.
Uh-oh. I know we didn't get off to a great start, and that's my fault, but I can make it up to you. We're friends now, and we'll be friends forever. And I will kill anyone who ever even thinks about trying to fuck with you.
This is not quite the lesson you had hoped to teach her about making friends. But maybe, with her fierce loyalty and possessive streaks spread out between you and Bronya, Linera can be a little more low-key about being a friend to you both. The determined look in her eyes and the ominous glint in her glasses don't scream low-key, but change doesn't happen overnight. And you believe in second chances. You believe that Linera will be capable of a healthy friendship someday. Friendship! Well, we're doing good tonight.
Yeah, what's up with that?
I don't know.
Jeez.
So yeah, yes, this is fine.
Oh, man.
Everything's fine. Nothing wrong with this.
I mean, it could be worse.
Yeah.
She made friends with us, and she's friends with Bronya. She just needs more friends, and she'll slowly her psychopathic tendencies will slowly dwindle away if she gets enough friends.
Could be. So are trolls just like bigger than humans? Because that seems to be a reoccurring thing with the artwork here.
Yeah, I think kind of just in general they are
Like I don't even just mean taller. I mean just like they're big. They are thicker, and I don't mean fat. I just mean like they're. I know he's a stick figure man.
Yeah.
But just I don't know. It imparts this idea.
Okay, so the actual humans, not him being a weird silly stick figure guy.
Yeah.
Like Joey from friggin' the Hive Salt game.
Yeah.
She kind of had the same general proportions as the trolls in that game, so.
True.
I'm gonna say no. It's just.
It's just lazy, sloppy artwork in this game.
He's like a reference though, so it's.
I'm just saying the artwork is very inconsistent between these and the actual gameplay.
Yeah, but to be fair, Homestuck has like always had an inconsistent art style. It's just kind of.
That's their thing.
Yeah, kinda.
That's their jam.
Yeah.
That's their jelly.
Yes.
That's their peanut butter.
Dude.
That's their sandwich.
Oh my god. Shut up.
But you're not the boss of me now.
Oh my god.
It's from Malcolm in the Middle, if you don't know. It's an old TV show.
Right. Anyway, so we're gonna go get her bad endings now, I guess, and die horrible, horrible deaths, maybe?
Sounds good. I always wanted to be called by a librarian.
See you guys later.
She's still hot, though.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.